Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving my review of The Walking Dead mid-season finale, Season 9, Episode 8, Evolution. So if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any more Walking Dead content from me in the future. Now let's begin. So first off, let's go with the more weaker storyline, Father Gabriel and Negan. Now, I'm going to say, I did enjoy some of the stuff that went on here. They had some good setup for Rosita possibly cheating on Gabriel, and the conversation and back and forth between Father Gabriel and Negan was really good. Everything was going well. I felt like there was a good scene. It was well needed. I will say, it felt like they could have cut it down so we could get back and have a little bit more with Jesus and them later on in the episode. So I'm going to say that could be considered a con in my opinion, but I'm able to look over it because they did do some really good stuff. Like I said last week, if they had tightened some stuff up with episode 7, they could have easily put it there. But I'm not gonna get too crazy about it because it was still good and I still enjoyed it. What killed the scene for me though, what killed the Negan and Father Gabriel stuff for me was how Negan escaped. The fact that he just slammed the door, didn't even lock it, like that just felt like lazy writing in my opinion. They should have had a better reason or a better thing to have that led to Negan's escape. You're telling me now, we also know that there was another guy in there. You're telling me the other guy who unhandcuffed Negan didn't check the gate as well? That just comes off as another, again, lazy and just doing it for convenience. I feel like they could have polished it up again and made it a better reason for Negan to escape. You could have still done it with Gabriel, but just do something a little bit, polishing up a little bit more. I understand possibly too they're doing a callback to season 5 where he just did the same thing at the walls of Alexandria, but it just felt like lazy writing and just felt like, okay, we need him to come get out. How are we going to do this? Okay, that sounds like a good idea, but they didn't go back and polish it up. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to wait and see, but right now I'm going to say it's probably a weak and lazy form of making Negan get out of prison. But other than that, I did very much enjoy it. I think that little bit just kind of knocked it down a little bit for me. But overall, I did really very much enjoy the scene between Negan and Father Gabriel. So then we got Michonne and her group arriving at Hilltop, and they are forced to hand over their weapons upon first arrival. I really did enjoy how they showed that because it shows the tension between these two groups and everything there. And then you got her seeing Tara. Now, I feel like I'm hoping this payoff is good between what happened to Michonne, because right now it just comes off as her being a bitch to Tara and everybody else, so it's just annoying me. First off, I never liked Tara anyway, but I mean, it just came off as annoying. Tara's always been annoying to me since like she outlived her usefulness at the beginning of season 5, but that's beside the point. But then we got Carol, and she's saying goodbye to Henry. She has a good conversation with Michonne, which is good. We find out that RJ is in fact real, so I really like how they did that and did a good callback there. So they have a conversation, and we realize that their trading is kind of stopped between the communities, and I'm interested to see where that goes in the back half. And they kind of are cold and distant between each other, so I'm interested to see what happened. So, but I'll get into that in another video. But then you got her saying goodbye to Henry. You got Alden saying they're going to take care of him. And we see him working for Earl, and we get a good goodbye scene between the two of them. I really like that. Good stuff. And you got him wanting to go hang out with Enid. So I really like that, because he wanted, but then you realize she's with Alden. That's a odd relationship, if you're my honest opinion. I feel like Alden's in his mid to late 20s and she's early 20s at most. Maybe it's just me, but it just felt a little weird. I'm not against it, but I'm just thinking age-wise, I know that there's a thing of marriage and age, but for me it just felt a little weird. But then you got him sitting alone at lunch, and you got him getting into this little thing, going out with these other 3 teens. And they end up going to this Walker pit and, fooling around or whatever. And Henry isn't going for it. And he ends up drinking a little bit. And he ends up stuck in the pit after he kills the Walker for the guys, which they didn't like. And he ends up yelling out, and they find him outside. And he gets put in jail for drunk and disorderly. Now, This is iffy for me. No, it's more than just iffy. I think it was bad writing, if you want my honest opinion. Like, this is how he gets in jail to meet the daughter of the new villain. They should have had him get into a fight and beat up those two guys. It would have been a lot better. Maybe they're making fun of that girl that's with them. She's kind of not just hanging out with them because they're just sort of friends or whatever. They start making fun of her, so he beats them up like in the comics. It makes sense. Then, they have to put him in jail or whatever. This just felt like lazy writing just for him to get into the jail cell. Like, drunk and disorderly. Like what was he doing that was drunk and disorderly? All we saw him do is take one sip. Yeah, you could say he could have had a couple more off screen, but it just felt like, what? And then, like, he's just yelling to be let back in. It's just like, what? This is the best you could come up with to get him to get into the jail cell? I feel like you had it perfectly set up for him to beat up those two kids and get in jail. But this is the best you can do. This is the best you can do. It's just frustrated me, and it's just weak and poor writing, in my opinion. And it just beats out the Negan stuff, because I think this just really, really just came off as stupid and idiotic. I love Matt Wentz. I think he's doing a really good job as Henry. But the way he got in the prison cell just came off as poor, lazy, and just stupid, in my opinion. But I don't know. I hoping for some good scenes between the two of them. Like I said, I like Matt Wentz, but I just think this was a poor man's way of getting Henry into the jail cell at the end of the day. Then we got the stuff with Daryl, Aaron, and Jesus, and you got them watching the herd like we've seen in the trailer numerous times now. And you got Jesus saying that they're just milling about and is asking if that's normal. And you got Aaron saying no, he's never seen that before. And then you got Daryl saying, we gotta go. There's a storm coming. We should get out of here. And as they're leaving, you got that one walker who looks back at them and, gives and kind of watches them. So I really like how they did that. That was really cool. I really like how they did that, capitalizing on the creepiness. And so they decided to go back and head to their horses. And you got them run into another herd. Daryl, I think, throws an alarm clock to divert that herd, which I really like. It shows, them using stuff to divert the herd like they used to. I really like that. But, of course, it being the Whispers, they don't divert and they continue on. So I really like that. That was really cool. So then they find Eugene, and you got Eugene freaking out, talking about how he heard them whispering, and they've doubled back multiple times looking for him at the barn. I really love that. Really cool stuff. And I really like how they made Eugene sound like he was crazy. And you got them questioning him. It was really cool stuff. But of course, the herd comes back. And they take Eugene and they're trying to outrun the herd. But they can't outrun it with Eugene injured. So they decide they're going to split up. But I really like before they split up how you had that conversation about how Eugene said, they're evolving, and then you got one of them saying, that's crazy that they can't be evolving, they're dead. And then the other one says, it's not as crazy as, them walking around. So I really like that. So you got Daryl who goes off with dog. Again, stupid name for a dog, but that's beside the point. And he uses fireworks to try to divert the walkers. And I really like that because you got him. You see the old techniques they use to divert walkers. But of course, again, it being the Whispers, they ignore it and go off towards Eugene and the people with him. And I really like the face that Daryl makes as he watches as his failed attempt. Really cool, really capitalizes on how shocked he is. I really like that. Meanwhile, you got Aaron and Jesus trying to get Eugene to safety, and I really love how they did this scene in the cemetery at night, in the rain, it being all foggy. Really cool, really capitalized on the creepiness of the situation. And you got them, they can't get Eugene out, they're stuck between the gates. Again, really amazing stuff here. And you got Aaron and Jesus trying to fight them off. Eventually, you got Michonne arriving with Magna and Yumiko, and she had talked to Rosita and has gone out to investigate herself, and she shows up with Daryl and them. And I really love how they utilized Magna and Yumiko. They could have easily done it where Sadiq and DJ showed up, but I like how they're utilizing the new characters, showing how Michonne has gained their trust. Really love that. Really amazing stuff there. and I just really am enjoying what they did there. And you got them; they finally are able to get the gates opened, and they get Eugene out, and Jesus tells them to go take him, get to safety. Him being a experienced fighter and good at killing the dead, it says, "Oh, I'll be able to handle this. It's a piece of cake for me, pretty much." And goes off. He takes out the last few, and he's got two left. He takes out one and goes for the last one, but it ducks and dodges his attack and ends up stabbing him. And I love that scene. Probably, I think Jesus' death scene probably could beat out any death scene on The Walking Dead so far, for me at least, as one of my favorites. It was amazing. I think it was probably very much really cool. Now, with everything coming out, I get why Jesus wanted out of the show, or the guy playing him wanted out. I can't fault him for that. They did really underutilize Jesus in the TV show. I gotta say that had to do with the Daryl syndrome, where he takes over the spotlight from characters. He's done that now of Tyrese, Abraham, and Jesus. They gotta cut back on that. I'm gonna go into another video about that, but that just frustrated me. I think I was sad but happy at the same time that he got this death, because I think it was an awesome death and I really loved it. But at the same time, I wish we had gotten more Jesus on the TV show. It was just a shame that they didn't utilize him as well as the comics did. But I think that was a great scene. And as he's being stabbed, you got the whispering to him, "You are where you do not belong." Really cool. And then he just like throws his body down. And I love how when they show the whisper, the lightning cracks and you see him there. That was really cool. So then you got them going in and they kill that whisper. More appear from the fog and they easily dispatch them. Really cool stuff. And you got Daryl noticing stuff, going to investigate, and he finds the mask on them. And you got it ends with them hearing more whispers, and they circle up to begin fighting the whispers. Amazing, great ending. I know people say it's a cliffhanger. It is and it isn't, in my opinion, because you got some good reveals. Sure, they're in a situation, but it's a lot better than some of the other cliffhangers they've done. Really, really great. I love how they ended it. I think this probably might be one of my favorite mid-season finales. It could easily even be one of my new favorite episodes. I think they hit it out of the ballpark with this episode. So amazing. Great creepy vibes. And they've been really going strong this season, and I'm just happy that they're hopefully getting Walking Dead back to where it should be in popularity wise. As for my rating for this episode, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. The Negan and Gabriel stupid stuff kind of knocked it down again with the Henry stuff. It was good stuff, some of it, but some of it just knocked it down just a tad bit. Still, amazing, great episode, but I think it just a little fixing up could have made it even better. So I think out of all the episodes, though, I think this is probably one of my favorites so far this season, and I can't wait to see what they do moving into the back half of the season, setting up for the season finale. Yeah, guys, that's my review of The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 8, Evolution. As always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and share. And don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any more Walking Dead content from me in the future. This has been Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.